All right, y'all. This is my top 5 left hooks of all time. First off, hit that subscribe button. Definitely be a part of our community, a part of the channel. This is a real boxing channel. I'm a real coach. I give out real boxing drills, real boxing techniques, real boxing coach analysis. My fighters is real. Most of my kids will be world champions soon. I mean, at one day. My oldest son, currently ranked number 2 at his weight class in the country. So yeah, we're a real boxing program. As far as this video, it's all about the left hook. So these guys on this list is guys that pursued that left hook, hunted it. Everybody knew it was coming and there wasn't much they could do about it. That's really the criteria. So it's not about guys who threw great left hooks in moments, and guys who like to put a philosophy together for this fight. Like, we're going to just throw the left hook because this guy is available for us. So no, this is guys who threw the left hook because that was their thing. That's what they wanted to do, whether it was the right punch or not. They hunted it out, sought it out, and they really did a good job of landing it. So that's going to be the type of guys you see on this list. So I hope everybody enjoy it and appreciate it. I put some honorable mentions up there this time because the last time in my jab video, you guys gave me some great honorable mentions, and I said, yeah, these guys at least deserve to be recognized because I'm big on paying homage to the ones that came before us. So without further ado, man, we can go ahead and get into this list. All right, y'all. My first honorable mention is Mickey Ward. Now, Mickey fought from 1985 to 2003 as a lightweight. I got to tell you, one of the best left hooks to the body of all time. Mickey hunted that left hook out. It was something that everybody knew was coming. Wasn't a lot you can do about it. If he had more wins in big moments, I would definitely have him higher on my list. Without question, Mickey was a dog. His claim to fame came in his trilogy against Arturo Gatti. So if you really want to see some high-level left-hand work, be sure to check out that video. Mickey Ward definitely got after it. So yeah, he definitely should be. Look at that body shot. Definitely an honorable mention for me, man, without question. Okay, so my next guy is David Tua, aka the Tuminator. Now this guy had one of the biggest left hooks in the history of boxing, okay? Looking at a person with an 82.6 knockout to win ratio. David Tua by far was one of the best heavyweights in the 90s. He would be higher on my list if he was able to translate that left hook in some of his bigger fights, because he only got as high as number 3 in 1998. So without that, David would definitely be higher. He beat Ruiz and Mora, by the way, and Ring Magazine had him number 48 as their hardest punches at one time. So definitely got a big liking for David Tua. My next guy is Felix Tito Trinidad. Now this guy was a dog, hunted that left hook out religiously, okay? If you want to see somebody really commit to the left hook, it's going to be Tito Trinidad, especially at that lower weight class. I really appreciated Tito, especially at 147. I thought he was one of the better fighters down there. Definitely one of the best Puerto Rican fighters of all time. Had a great fight with De La Hoya, and an even better fight with Fernando Vargas. I also watched him beat William Joppy as well for the WBA super welterweight belt. So shouts to Tito. My next guy is Tommy the Duke Morrison. Now this guy really, man, had one of the best left hooks in the history of boxing, any weight class. Tommy was an absolute left hook phenom. The thing about him as well, he didn't translate it too much in those big fights, but he was able to get the title one time. He won the WBO belt, beat George Foreman actually. So shouts to Tommy though. He definitely was a lights out left hook guy. He deserved to be on this list as an honorable mention. So I wanted to put him on there. A lot of you guys may not know him, but yeah, Tommy was a monster. Okay, guys, so my next honorable mention is going to be Sugar Ray Robinson. Obviously one of the greatest fighters of all time, if not the greatest. He started his career in 1940, fought all the way up to 65, really, 25 years. He got inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1990. Quick fact about Sugar Ray, he turned pro at 19, right? So 11 years later, his record was 129, 1-2 with 85 knockouts. Are you believing that? Just one of the greatest stats I thought I've ever seen. And by the way, he won 91 fights in a row at one point. So you're really talking about a phenomenal fight. I would have him higher on my list, but it wasn't like something he hunted out as much, but he definitely got a lot of his knockouts and had one of the best left hooks. So he's got to be an honorable mention at least. But now, without further ado, let's get into this top 5. So coming in at number 5, I got Big Bob, the Deputy Sheriff Foster. You got it. Former light heavyweight champion, over 46 knockouts, stood at 6'3". So this is why his left hook was crazy, because that's not really a good height to throw hooks inside. But Bob Foster found a way to do it. And not only did he find a way to do it, but he did it consistently, just blowing guys up with the left hand. And his right hand was just as thunderous, but his left hook was something different. He got 2 of the greatest left hook knockouts in the history of boxing. So just do a little research on Bob Foster and you'll know why I got him on my top 5 list. And trust me, without question, Bob Foster should be on here. All right, guys, so at number 4, we got Iron Mike Tyson. Yeah, man. Fought from 1985 to 2005. One of the greatest heavyweights of all time, obviously. First undisputed world heavyweight champion. And by the way, he was the first to pursue those belts one by one. So, most of these guys, when they win that undisputed crown, they get it at one time. The guy already had every belt. Mike actually hunted it, so he won one belt after another. That's what makes his even more impressive. As far as that left hook, you already know. One of the most explosive, powerful, fast left hooks we've ever seen in the history of the sport, without question. Mike Tyson deserves to be number 4 on the list. Some people might even have Mike higher, okay, because of the thunderous power of it and the volume and the speed, man. Mike was definitely different up there. Watch how he just ripped Pinkland here. Just massive left hooks. It's amazing this man even knew who he was after the fight. So, yeah, definitely Mike Tyson, number 4, y'all. All right, y'all. Now, coming in at number 3, Pepino Cuevas. Now, I know this surprises a lot of you guys because you may not even have heard of him, but this was one of the greatest welterweights of all time and definitely had the best left hook in the game when he was there. And to me, number 3 all time. He turned pro at 14, actually, won his first belt at 18, believe it or not. Had 11 successful title defenses in the golden era of boxing when you had Palomino, Duran, Hearns, Wilfredo Benitez, Sugar Ray Leonard, all of them fought during his time, and he still was able to hold his own. And he held his own in a tremendous way. Got voted into the Hall of Fame. Ring had him as the 31st hardest puncher of all time. So check him out. Now, number 2, none other than Smoking Joe. You got it. He had the best left hook in the heavyweight division, period. One of the guys who had the most relentless pressure game you've ever seen, outside of Henry Armstrong, who I'm sure he studied. Joe didn't even jab, by the way. He rarely even threw right hands. It was left hook this, left hook that. Look at that left hook there. Just a frenzy of them, man. I never seen anybody just pursue a guy and be able to get it off throwing one punch. So it succeeded for him a lot against a lot of different guys. And honestly, if my number 1 wasn't as good as he is, I would have Joe number 1. Seriously. He had probably the best left hook of all time. But without further ado, we might as well get into the number 1 left hook of all time. Are you ready? Okay. Number 1 left hook all time, Roy Jones Jr. Now, I know this surprises a lot of you, but listen. Roy could throw 4 and 5 left hooks at a time in a row. Now, this was something that Sugar Ray could do, but Roy did it at 160, 168, 176, and even brought that damn thing all the way up to heavyweight, okay? This is why Roy is number 1 on my list. Another reason why is because Roy Jones didn't have to really be up on you to land that left hook. Now, as I mentioned with Frazier, his thing was the pressure game, so he had to be right up on you. He took lots and lots of punches, lots and lots of punches. But Roy had the speed, the skill, the athleticism, where he could land his left hook from across the ring with the speed of a cat, man. I don't know if any of you ever, look at that body shot. Whew. I don't know if any of you ever seen a cat defend itself, but they can throw about 5 shots in a row before you can blink. So, and that's the way Roy Jones was, especially with that left hook. Now, this guy left hook was so good that George Foreman said that he believed Roy Jones is the only fighter in the history of boxing who didn't need a jab because he was so fast and could cover so much ground. Wow, look at that right there. He could cover so much ground with his left hook that George felt he didn't even need a jab. So yeah, that's my number one all time. Peace.